What is happening, ladies and gents? What is happening? What is going on? How's everybody feeling today? Yes, I hope you all feeling great, because I wasn't expecting any other answer besides great. Because it is Friday, man. We got a dope conversation coming to you. I have one of my dear friends, Mr. Jaelin Livatt, on, and we're gonna talk about really what's being talked about around the world right now. That's Katt Williams. Okay, we Jaelin and I, we initially had some other stories we were going to bring up to you, because as you know about the show, which I'm over here rambling and missing out. Look, thank you for tuning into the Arrington Gavin podcast, a show where you get to have a great conversation here with your boy, your homie, Arrington Gavin. That is me. Yes, here just to, sit back and relax, man. I love talking with you, the listeners, the viewer. I truly appreciate the supporters we have. The shows continue to grow. This is episode, I believe, 56. Okay, episode 56. We're coming to you every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, or wherever you get your podcast, whether it's iHeart, Odyssey, Spotify, you name it. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin podcast. Also, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media, Rumble, Facebook page as well. And we just continue to give you some good content. And for those who are still new to the show, well, Happy New Year's. And because it still is early during the year, and we just got some great stuff going. I'm excited to have my bro Jaelin on, because I got to get his thoughts on this Katt Williams thing, man. Did y'all watch the show? Did y'all watch freaking Club Shay Shay? I still can't get over that name, and I'm a huge Shannon Sharpe fan. I love the show, but Club Shay Shay has been going off in the game. They have had some great public figures, whether it's entertainment, professional sports, musicians, actors. He's had them all. But this one by far takes the cake. He's had Katt Williams, comedian, actor, really the man that has been said one of the best comedians dead or alive. And he was on the show and he went ham. I'm talking, I got the list of some names that he was just talking about, and it's crazy. But I'm not going to continue to rant about this alone, because I want to bring in my guest, Mr. Jaelin Livatt. Jaelin is a media personality. He's a former Mr. Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold. He's also the co-host for Middays with Mercedes Lewis here on. I think I might have miscorrected that name, but he's going to correct me. He is a personality on WNSB Hot 91.1, the soul of VA, and he is just an awesome individual, man. And he's actually a former spokesperson for Rugged Evolution. I mean, I guess he's the beard looking sharp. I gotta compliment him on the beard, man. He's been awesome. And like I said, this is family, so we're gonna have a blast. Let me go ahead and bring Jaelin on real quick. Jaelin, what's going on, fam?
What's going on, man? Appreciate the big ups. Middays with Alana Mercedes.
Alana Mercedes. I gotta see. I as y'all know, I don't really do a lot of note taking. I might jot down some stuff, but Midday also, with Alana Mercedes.
January 25th, you'll catch me on TV1 at the Urban One Honors. So,
He just throwing them plugs like that. Like, oh, by the way, you'll see me on TV.
Very small role, but a couple of HBCU students were given an opportunity to present there, so I'll be one of those students representing Open State.
Man, go ahead, flex, man. Because first of all, you said a couple of HBCU students. Now, first of all, how many HBCUs are there? And I mean, there's tons. I know this number.
It's like 100 and.
Is it 150 or 104?
I want to say 107.
107.
I want to say 107.
So, man, that is truly a blessing, man. Congrats on that, and you deserve all the success. I'm saying this as not just as a friend, but as a fan, because I've seen. Just, I admire you, because for me, this whole kind of like media person, I'm still a student. I'm very much still a student. I'm learning a little bit on the side, when it comes to podcasting and public speaking and things like that. This is stuff that Jaelin's already accomplished. He is already successful with that. He's been a moderator for great events over at Norfolk State University. He's hosted multiple programs really on WNSB. I know he was a part of the morning team there, and now he's with doing middays. So again, I truly just want to take my hat off to you, boss man, because again, the sky's the limit. This is just a start for you, and you doing it at such a young age. So congrats on everything you got going for you.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, look, I had to bring you on because I said, look, Jay, for one, I got to get you on the pod, but I said, me and you, we always have great conversations. And one thing, I always respect your opinion, because you don't hold back. You unfiltered. When you like to be a little controversial yourself.
I enjoy it. It's my calling.
And when the Lord says, "Hey, you let him use you, Lord, let him use
Hey,
you."
you called, I answered. That's it.
Well, look. So, did you check out the interview by chance on the Club Shay Shay with Katt?
I did.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
It's been all I've been talking about all day. Everybody is just shocked in awe. But Katt Williams, are we surprised? Katt Williams has never had a filter. Katt Williams has never held back a day in his life.
That is very true. Very true. I'm actually going to pull up a little article here just by actually reported by The Root, and they're mainly saying just the list of names that he had brought up, and it was so many, and I think that you're absolutely right. Katt has always been a controversial individual and never held back his thoughts on anything. I mean, I remember on the stage, he was really one of the few black comedians that had a huge platform that had talked about he was on the opposite side of like Michael Jackson. At the time, there were these cases saying he was doing inappropriate things with underage kids, and Katt was in my opinion, one of the first blacks to say, yeah, he did not hold back. Yeah. And it was just like, oh man, like Katt, no, that's Michael Jackson. At the time, the culture was really in support of of Mike.
I respect Katt for that though. Go against the grain. I think a lot of us in this culture can be a little like, if this is what the culture is saying we're going with, this is how we rock it. Katt thinks for himself and goes with that, and he will die on a hill.
He will.
We sitting on business all 2024. Say it with your chest.
He really, hey, look, and that's not a big chest on Katt right now, because Katt about 5'4", 5, but obviously he has a lot of heat.
5'5" on the podcast.
5'5", okay. I ain't trying to
him, but he said it.
I'll just say this: when Katt stood up in front of Shannon, I'm sorry, it didn't like. It was just hilarious because you still saw pretty much the full body of her. It's not like he really blocked the camera that much. Like it was just as I'm like, sit down, Katt, sit down. But let's talk about from start to finish with this conversation now. Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame football player, a 3-time Super Bowl champ. He has not just garnered an amazing career as a professional athlete in the sport of football, but outside of sports, he has really built a resume of like a media giant, right? I mean, I'm not even just in sports, but really in general in entertainment. He was successful on Undisputed. He's now a part of the First Take team. He's built up a huge media company with Club Shay Shay. He now has, I believe, like 2 or 3 podcasts under that umbrella. He has Nightcap along with Gilbert Arenas and Chad Ochocinco. He has Club Shay Shay, and a lot of great things he has coming for him. But I think this right here, it takes the cake. But I'll share my, in my opinion, though, this conversation, I felt like I was watching like when Drink Champs first had Kanye West on. Because Drink Champs was already a success, right? But at the end of the day, you want to try and see what can I do to really stay on top, right? What can I do to really get my listeners, get more viewers? Like, I mean, you're already there, but what can I continue to do to build up? Because you never want to just stay settled at a certain level. You always want to continue to build. I felt like this was for Shannon. Shannon has had loads of well-known entertainers, comedians, actors, athletes. I mean, hell, he had Kurt Franklin on before this episode, like pretty much to end off the 2023 year. So for me, I think this was like his Kanye West, because Katt really it was some things that Katt had said. Well, I'm like, ooh, why is Katt going off with this rant at the moment? Like who did he, or who pissed off him in a sense? And that's how I kind of took the whole, at least the start of it. Right now, throughout the whole show, I think that. Well, I'll ask you your thoughts before I kind of go on my. What did you think really about this whole, and like how would you score it? What was your thoughts on just the, is it true? Is it false? What Katt is talking about? Like, what was going on in the mind of Jaelin Livatt when he was watching this?
Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna agree with what you're saying, and as far as the moment that this was for his podcast, full disclosure, I didn't know this podcast existed before these clips started coming out. Like, I saw him sitting down with Kurt Franklin, and I saw a clip of that or something on TikTok, but I thought it was like a one-off special or something that they pulled him to do. It wasn't on my radar.
Mm-hmm,
Now I'm watching because that was crazy. I was laughing the whole time he was talking, but I believe that Katt has some credibility when it comes to these topics. Certain things that were being said and the way that they were said, it adds up. Certain things align. And the fact is, I've never seen Katt not stand on his business. Like if he says something, it's going to be 10 toes down. And I haven't seen anybody be able to officially say he lied in anything. So this was just very eye-opening to me. But nothing surprised me. And I'll say that because like in the Black community and the narrative of Black excellence, there's a lot of crabs in the barrel mentality. There's a lot of sneaky, slimy, underhanded people who don't want to see certain people get ahead, especially if you're not on my payroll under me because I have no control there. You can be successful, but not more than me.
Why do you think? Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, why do I think that is what you're... It's that slave mentality. I mean, slavery, and people keep saying we dwell, but those 400 years of slavery did its job. There's so many ideologies that are just ingrained in our community that's of self-hatred and self-destruction. So we live in that. And honestly, that's why we struggle to have productive conversations because everybody is stuck in those mindsets. Well, a lot of people, I'll say. And it's a process to dismantle those systems, but it's still widely held beliefs. So I'm not surprised that these successful men are in competition, are doing conniving, underhanded stuff, stealing material, watching pockets and keeping people's pockets down. That's not surprising to me. It's unfortunate and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because one of the people I look up to highly is Steve Harvey, and I still do. I look at Steve Harvey as a mentor in my mind. Especially like growing up, I didn't have a close relationship with my father, but I looked to Steve for that guidance. So I'll never... I'm not going to speak negatively on Steve until I meet the man and he does something wrong to me. I'm not going to speak on Steve.
Well, I'm glad you said, because I will. I don't know him, but I never liked Steve Harvey. So obviously we got to have some fun with this. No, I'll be honest. I do like Steve. I take that as a joke. I'm a huge fan of Steve as a businessman. I'm a person that I love seeing our people continue to build when it comes to wealth, success, all that. I'm happy with everything he has accomplished. Now, as a stand-up comedian, Steve, I never thought was funny. I never thought was in my mind, he was never a king of comedy in my opinion. He was hosting it, but Steve was never that guy for me. Yes, that a line that he had, a little sus. I question it. I'm just saying that thing was too sharp. I do think
we know it was and it's okay to say it. Hey, they can wear lace fronts. We can have units. That's fine. Hey, two pay it up. If you like it, if you like it, I love Steve as a personality. Comedy, I don't really get into him. I'm a lover of comedy. I like Steve's personality, like the jokes he cracks on Family Feud, the way he hosts stuff, and the little like I think he's situationally hilarious, like an uncle.
Perfect example.
So that's what I appreciate for sure.
I think for me, what I kind of fell off a little bit with Steve, that I won't say fell off, but just certain things that just irk me is like when Steve knows that, okay, I got paper now, I got this. I think that's almost like the joke of the room that he always has to bring up is like his I got these shows now, I got this money, I think sometimes he has a little bit of breath. And don't get me wrong, when you hit success, you deserve to be cocky, in my opinion. When you hit a certain level, if your zeros, if you got a lot of zeros in that check and all those commas in there, go ahead, be cocky all you want to. But I do think it was a form where it's like, okay, when he hit that success, then it's like there is an umbrella, there is a clique of men that will say, look, Steve always had our back. Steve always had, like, when all those cats that had probably mentioned about, hey, Steve did this for me, Steve did that for me, Steve that, did they mention that when he had the hair or did when he, basically bald Steve. And when I say that, is like, did you say that now the huge successful Steve Harvey, or like previous? You know what I mean? I think sometimes it's like a little campaign going on where it's like, let me mention this person so I can get some good referrals and get this, So
for sure, there's two sides of that.
Yeah,
for sure.
in a sense, when Katt was talking about gatekeepers and stuff like that, look, you have your clicks. You can't. No one can say that when
your circle's your circle.
Thank you. You got Steve, you got Ricky Smiley, you got D.L. Hughley, you got Cedric, you got all those cats. Yeah, you have an umbrella, you have a family of people that just, like you said, that's your circle. But I think where I disagree with Katt is the fact that I think in the beginning he had said that when I first went into this business, I went to basically to what's the word I'm looking for? I basically wanted to expose all the liars in it, because that's all is what's been said is lies. That you think this is happening, this and that, and the other. It's all I'm here to, and I'm like, but Katt, was that your initial mission when you want to become successful? I mean, I know you were a very intelligent guy and all this other stuff, and which, let's be honest, this joker said, I was reading at a huge level at 3, and I was about to go to college, and I think at 7 years old, I could have gone to college or got accepted to college 7. I'm sorry. Come on now, Katt. Look, there's a lot of smart individuals out there, but 7, I don't know. I question that one.
You know what? Yeah, I maybe it was an exaggeration, or maybe it was meant to be a. I don't know. I don't know.
It could have been true. It could have been true.
Maybe. Who knows? But I can see what's the word I want to use. I can see some reaching happening for sure in certain areas. They say there's 3 sides to every story: what he say, what she say, and the truth. It's somewhere in the middle.
Absolutely.
So I definitely think there's a little bit of pool. But and I don't know if you plan on talking about this later, the responses to what he said afterwards from certain people.
Oh, you already know it. You already know I got some clips.
He says validity. It gives validity to what he's saying.
So you're saying, I know Cedric had responded to some of his stuff. So if he responds, in your mind, that's like a sign of, hey, he hit a nerve.
It's not about the response. It's about how you respond. Because it was no like, oh, this is not true, here's the facts. It's like, I'm not going to respond to him. It's all love anyway. It ain't that deep. To me, that's
guilty. That's like
says I'm gonna play it cool because he could air me out more. There's probably more information that he didn't say. That's how I read it.
I gotta kind of disagree, because see, Cedric has never been a controversial individual. Cedric to me has always been that guy where, look, I don't want any problems. I just want to continue to make my money, do this, do that, and I'll always support you as much as you support me.
But you playing with my money now. You messing with my career and my integrity. My name is being drugged through the media. People posted the joke that he said he stole, the side by side, and it was the same joke. And it's like, he's not defending like, hey, here's the facts, let me explain what happened here. It's just like, oh, this is my character that's coming into question, which is going to affect my pockets.
But does he deserve should he respond publicly? Because here's how I look at it like this: it makes matters worse when if you say I stole a joke from you on a show and I respond via social media. To me, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try and contact you personally. And I think that's in a sense what Cedric is saying. Like, Cedric's like, look, I'm almost 60 years old. I'm a grandfather now. I'm not gonna keep on putting it out on social media when I can just confront the jump. Because here's the thing:
they're not friends though. Does he have a direct line to talk to Katt directly?
I think he does. I think they all do. They all can get in contact. Because the thing about comedy, well, at least comedians, everybody had Katt said he will never say anything vulgar about or anything inappropriate about D.L. Hughley, which tells me, boom, he has respect for him, which tells, I mean, everybody can always get in contact with certain individuals. I just think that Katt is saying a lot of smack about a lot of people on a show, And it's like, if you're that, like, and obviously he wouldn't care, because remember, this is a guy that got beat up by a 7th grader. Let's not forget, people.
But
This man
he
had the
was
hair
very
looking.
transparent about that too. I would
That
lie.
hair,
Oh, I
that
would lie.
perm was
A
that
kid
perm
beat
was
me
all
up.
around the place.
A kid beat me up. I would lie. Oh, all day. I don't care if video's out. I'm lying. He was very transparent about that too.
I'm like,
I
wait
was
a
like,
minute,
hey,
y'all.
I got beat.
Am I gonna believe a grown man that got beat up by a 7th grader? I don't know. And
That's about stature. It's about stature. That kid was big.
Hey, let me tell you something. These 7th graders now, they ain't no teens. Look, they are grown men.
I went back to my high school to talk to some students. This freshman came up to talk to me. I said, what can I do for you, sir? He said, well, I'm only a freshman, but I'm thinking about going to HBC. Boy had a full beard like you. 6-something, built out.
Man, you should have referred him to Rugged, man. You should have.
I'm referring you to a job. You are too old to be calling yourself a freshman. Talking about I'm 14. You
14. You paying bills. You got credit scores and everything right now.
You gotta have 6 kids and 2 ex-wives. Ain't no way, my boy.
Hey, they are built different. So you right about on Katt's level, like, because Katt said I've been 5'5", 145 all my life. So that's not that's cool. Yeah. Touche on that one. Before I play some of these clips, though, I do want to. I was writing down some quotes that Katt was mentioned just during the interview. So he called Ricky Smiley a liar, a person who I have a lot of respect for, because I'm a huge fan of Ricky. I think he's funny. I think he's an amazing radio personality. Now, stand up, I've only seen him one special, because he's only really had one special that I know of. But Ricky, to me, is like one of the people I always admire in radio. So I've always had respect for Ricky. And then social media is always hilarious. So how I feel about Ricky Smiley. He also said Tyler Perry is not a versatile actor because he always plays Medea.
I disagree. I'm a Tyler Perry fan. Perry fan to the end. What about Good Deeds? In the Medea movie, he has other characters like Brian, Joe, the more recent ones, Heathrow. Like,
I will say though, Alex Cross was not his role. When he tried to go action hero, I'm like,
I didn't like that movie. But then, I didn't like that movie altogether. But Good Deeds, that was a great movie.
Good Deeds was a great.
Why did
movie.
I Get Married? I think he can do anything that he wants to do.
You speaking your case. He said, let's see. He said Steve stole from Mark Curry. I was hearing that a lot. Because I was hearing Mark Curry,
and social media put those jokes side by side and all. Yeah.
What else do I have up here? He said Cedric, which he said Cedric did not have a comedy special on Netflix or Tubi. Now, I look back because Cedric did have a special on Netflix. I do remember seeing that. It might have been like in 2016, 2017. Now, after a certain amount of years, Netflix does take some stuff, off their platform, I think, for a certain amount. Now, he's telling the truth about Tubi, because I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for Tubi. I'll watch them ratchet movies on Tubi and whatever comedy specials I can find on there. But he was, he has some truth to that. I just wrote a few. He said Earthquake was
and we shouldn't really be like gassing the whole Netflix thing, because his most recent specials were like,
who you talking about?
Love Katt to them, but the last couple.
Well, Michael Blackson, that's what basically Michael Blackson said. He said, Katt, you're not the Katt that you were before. I mean, you're not the Katt now that you were.
But
before.
You know what? The most iconic special that I've ever seen in my life is Pimp Chronicles. So regardless of what he is now,
he still
none of y'all are touching Pimp Chronicles. None of these people who are talking are touching Pimp Chronicles.
True.
You want to laugh to the point where you think you might die because you can't breathe? Watch that.
Bro, he said that he was gonna punch Cedric right in the gut. When he said that, my wife started crying laughing, because it was just like, you were expecting face, and he's like I mean, he really came after. Like, I'm mambo. But let me play some of these clips real quick. Okay. And while we're discussing about Katt, y'all, once again, if y'all just now tuned into the Arrington Gavin podcast, I am your host, your friend, your homie, Arrington Gavin. Joining me is my great friend, Mr. Jaelin Livatt, media personality, radio host on WNSB Hot 91.1, the Soul of VA. Yes, that is WNSB fam I have with me here. And we are here just chopping it up about, the controversial Katt Williams, because let me tell you something. Katt has just been Katt, all like Jaelin has said before, Katt has always been a controversial individual. But let me see if I can get it right here. Okay. Katt has always been a controversial individual, but this is something extremely new. I mean, Katt, he goes out, he doesn't just like say, "We'll fry Faison Love," right? Not trying to, talk down on Faison, but Faison ain't up here with a lot of the comedians, right?
That's a lie. That's a fat Faison lie.
Hey, no pun intended. I'm sorry.
I wasn't ready for that. But I know you probably go, but I wasn't ready for that.
I had to.
That killed me.
Oh my gosh. But the truth of the matter is the fact. Let me see if I can get this going up here. And then I will play it shortly. But while that's loading up though, Jaelin, yes, Faison Love. Oh, here we go, right here. Oh, do we have some sound to it?
You got the audio, obviously the X right there.
His name in the same sentence.
Hold on.
With a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were.
Real quick for y'all. I ain't gonna do you like that.
He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. All name in the same sentence. With a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he
Sir,
was.
No one. Why no? He was with KD. He beat up Terry Crews. Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he. What? So Ricky Smiley knows this, and I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie, but I can't.
All right, I'm gonna stop him right there. That was just a little, a little glimpse of a part of that interview that he had with with Shannon Sharpe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I kept on dying when his response was, "What? What?" Like that I was on the floor with that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mentioned Faison Love because he did he went ham on Faison Love, and he went ham, like I said, on Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish. Oh gosh, who else am I missing? Earthquake. I talked about Tyler Perry. He didn't disrespect Martin, but he did, in my opinion, he still disrespected him because the way he was talking about how Martin took up the role of wearing a dress and all this other stuff with Big Mamas. I'm still trying to figure out though what was the motive, because here's the thing. For me, you can say that you're not the guy that's into promotion, like he had mentioned during the interview. I don't do press when I do a show. It gets promoted, it goes out there on the marquee and it sells out. That's how I do. I never did press. I'm like, Katt, what are you doing right now, dude? Like, this is a form of press, even though you might not, which later on in the interview, Shannon Sharpe did mention about, hey, you got another Netflix special happening, you on tour. They did talk about what he's doing, so it's still a form of press. And anything,
I mean, if we here, why not do it? Why not say, hey, this is what I got going on? Why not?
I still think it's press. If he would even
talk
about,
have you ever seen Katt do a press tour? This is one stop. What other shows has he been on recently?
But you know what? I feel like that's not a good thing for him though, if he never did a press tour, because here's the thing. Press tours, in my opinion, yeah, it's meant to sell tickets and to make sure we have a great turnout for this event. But you get a lot of huge spectacles that do a lot. I mean, Kevin Hart sells out the Eagle Stadium. He doesn't have to, but he does it anyway. Because he always has his hands with a lot of great large projects. Now, Katt has been on Friday After Next. He's been on First Sunday. He's been on Norbit. Didn't have he had a supporting role. I've never seen him be a lead in any film, because the way he's talking about his film, he liked that with acting now.
But that's because, again, some of these other comedians have also been a little more digestible than Katt. That's why, like, Kevin Hart is not as vulgar as Katt. Kevin Hart he makes white people a little more comfortable.
But Katt said, I mean, that is true. I get what you're saying. But I don't think that. So I do believe you have corporate comedians, and then you have your very vulgar. And when I mean by corporate comedians, I mean comedians like you said. Okay, Steve Harvey's hosting a game show. Katt Williams they probably would have Katt Williams host Family Feud. They're looking at somebody that's versatile. Katt is talking a lot of cold cash. Now I'll give him credit as a stand-up comedian. He's had sold out like arenas like all the time. Every time he comes to the Scope, he's selling out. I mean, everybody loves Katt Williams. I just think the way he's doing this whole, Ludacris. He talked about Ludacris being a part of the Illuminati. Like
yeah.
I mean,
hey,
come on now.
There's a post. I gotta get it to you, but it's on Twitter. I scroll down Twitter a lot, and it's those 7 people that people think he's talking about with similar looking wives. And
again, let me tell you something.
How
that
does
joke is
Ludacris
preparing
keep
for
getting casted in these movies? He's decent. Luda's not a great actor. He found his way into the Fast and Furious franchise. He just had a Christmas movie with Tracy Ellis Ross. Not saying I believe in all that.
I mean to cut you off.
When black people get famous, we gotta say, "Oh, they sold their soul. That's why they're famous." It's like, why can't black people just be working hard and be good at what they do?
Very true.
But
very true. I want.
It's just interesting. I'll say it's interesting.
Well, I want to make a quick correction. He was on a Christmas movie with Lil Rel. The movie that you're talking about with Tracy Ellis Ross, Candyland, that was with her and Eddie Murphy.
Was Eddie Murphy?
Yes, that was Eddie Murphy and Tracy Ellis Ross.
I crossed them.
Just wanted to make that correction. But you're absolutely right, though. Like, Ludacris' acting career really was Fast and Furious, and that's, he was a part of that franchise. He did have an opportunity to do, but again, Ludacris he's easy to commercialize because, I mean, he's on commercials because they said this is Ludacris. Boom,
on stage. There
he is. Yeah, there he is. I mean, he's hosted other events. I mean, he's a commercialized. I don't think people should get criticized for, in my opinion, that's backtracking what Katt is talking about of people not being versatile. Like, I mean, okay, you want to do a little bit of everything. Katt said, look, I can perform in front of a white audience. I can perform in front of a black audience. And now I'm trying to see
how I was referring to the opportunity to showcase your versatility. Whether this person's more qualified or not, it doesn't matter. There's other functions going on that decide who gets what opportunity.
That's true. Do you think though, how much? Because I told my wife this today. I'm like, look, I will never say everything he's saying is true, but I won't say everything he's saying is false either, because everything always could have some truth. It's just you can't tell me he spent damn near 2.5 hours just ranting about lies. It had to have some truth to it.
Right. And I use Monique in the reference when I talk about Katt Williams' validity. Right, there's other things at play beyond this person, because Monique is one of the funniest comedians all around. I'm not even going to say female. She's hilarious. I love her specials. Not the most recent one, but in the past she's been doing crazy stuff. And then you've seen her work as an actress. Amazing. Why doesn't Monique get much work? There's other things that play behind this.
Oh, okay.
There's also that beef. She called out Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. It was
y'all. Jaelin don't watch a lot of the pod or radio show, as he knows I am the biggest Monique critic of all time. I gotta go there.
Some of her ways of how she goes about things, I've taken the question, but the talent is undeniable to me.
I will say this: if you can hit the stage, make people laugh, or even again, I'm not saying she's not talented. Talking about Monique, she's not talented. At the end of the day, Monique has had a TV show. She's had talk shows. She's had stuff that no one could say it came easy to do. And again, from my point of view, Monique has never been. I would rather watch 2 hours of Steve Harvey stand up than I watch Monique. I like Monique has never been her show was funny. But Monique is just she never and it's not the fact that she's even a female comedian, because I love Wanda Sykes. I love a lot of female comedians. But she is just, I don't know about Monique, man. It's just, I think Monique just assumed that, well, I won't really go there, because with the whole she was on something with the whole gender bias when it comes to wages, because obviously that's what we're talking currently when
that's a conversation, Taraji.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Everybody's talking about the women get paid less than the men. The black women get paid less than the white women are making. That's So Monique has some validity in what she's saying.
But I think trying to get wages close to Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, I'm sorry. Like, and even old girl,
I get that.
What's her name? I'm sorry. Amy Schumer. I'm not an Amy Schumer fan.
In that
yeah,
realm.
And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Amy Schumer by any means. I mean, yeah, she hit some chuckles, but to me, her comedy is very common. Hey, I'm a white girl, blonde hair. I'm going to talk about something sexual. It's it's stuff that's already been heard of. But at that time, Amy Schumer was leading maybe like 2 films. Were they good? No, but she was leading 2 films. They might have made a few millions. She was selling out like probably Madison Square Garden, at least arenas on that size. Now Monique she's had been featured in larger arenas, and if she had a show of her own, which I know she has, but her arena size I don't think has ever been to the size of a Madison Square Garden. It's just, I think Monique is very confident in herself, as she should be, because she has accomplished great things. Again, she won a fucking Oscar. I mean, excuse my French, but she won an Oscar. She won
talent is undeniable.
The talent is undeniable.
Yeah,
and it's just, we might have to have we definitely gonna have a conversation when we talk about the wages and Monique, because like I said, I'm one of Monique's biggest critics, but I do try, and like when she has new projects, I still want to see it. Like her newest special on Netflix, I wanted to see it. Wasn't happy with it. I was like, Monique, all this time, and it wasn't even that. But I will give her props on the she was on the BET Plus film when she played like this horror role, played her ass off. It was a great role. So again, Monique is talented. I just think sometimes her mouth can get her in trouble, just like Katt, because I mean, hey, they controversial people. But Katt, I do think Katt did all of this to help promote a upcoming project. I mean, he could care less of making friends with people, but I mean, you're calling out Kevin Hart.
I think it's deeper. I would not alienate myself from half of my community just to promote a project. Maybe one person, go off on one person to just get some buzz, but to completely alienate myself from the black comedy world for promotion, that doesn't make sense in my head marketing wise. Because Katt Williams, I'm sure nobody wants to really touch him right now. Like anybody in the community, I'm like, I'm not really going to align myself or hang out, even if I agree or if I know for a fact I've seen that Katt's right. I'm still probably going to like keep my distance, because I need to keep my career going, and I don't want nobody beefing with me for aligning with you, because you aired out a lot of people. And we're not just talking about a random or a couple of people who people don't. You're
talking about literally the A-list. I mean, if he would have mentioned, well, I wouldn't even say
Harvey
that.
Got how many shows on TV right now? Like people who really are gatekeepers. They hold the keys to a lot of opportunities for you. If Steve Harvey don't mess with you, he can block a lot of opportunities for you because he has his hand in a lot of pots, a lot of pockets.
That's true. I think that I do think that it's somebody had to piss him off, because I'm not even gonna say it's like, I mean, you could say jealousy, and it wouldn't make sense to even say it, but I'll say it anyway. It could be a form of jealousy based on seeing success from other people, because again, you're just trying to tarnish their careers. You're trying to just say how you telling them how fake they are. Again, Kevin Hart, now Kevin Hart did have an interview on the Breakfast Club that resurfaced. If you look on the Shade Room, y'all, I didn't pull it up, but it was he was talking about, I think Katt chose to do drugs or something like that, which Katt has said he never touch. The only thing he smokes is marijuana and tobacco. That's the only thing he smokes. So again, I'm not debating him on that because again, I don't know the person
But
personally.
there's no proof. Nobody can ever say that they saw him do it. There's no videos or pictures of him strung out. You know, he sweats.
I mean, after that beat up on the 7th grader, he looked a little.
You see his perm looking messed up, but that's half of our people on a bad day. You know,
That's more. But Katt
if
has
you rock a
all
perm
this.
and you be outside in the summer, it's just you're gonna look like Katt Williams on a bad day.
But Katt had his moment. Let's be honest. There were viral videos of Katt prior to even that, and he would do some off the wall stuff, and people be like, "Katt, what's up, man? What's up? What's up?" And I really thought that Katt.
That's what I'm saying. I have uncles that are not crackheads, who I would think sometimes like that's crackhead behavior or energy. Why would you say that? Why would you do that? Are you good? But that's just who they are.
We all have that uncle be like, "Did you really just say that? What? What? No, why are you wearing that, sir?"
What possessed you? How did you rationalize that before you walked out the house? Like, really, I'm not making a joke. Take me through your process.
Exactly. You're scaring me. I'm here to help. You know, hey, we can talk now. You don't have to be. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. Come on, let's have this conversation.
Talk it out.
Oh my gosh. But man, Katt had really. I mean, Chris Tucker. He mentioned Chris Tucker. And he also involved. He said Chris Tucker and Epstein in the same sentence. Jeffrey Epstein, and that was like, whoa there, sir.
And you saw his list got publicized.
So yeah, so we will continue to see, because that list right there is, I mean, that's some of the who's, right? Some people, you know, you wouldn't be surprised, but there's some people that's like, whoa, really,
I have a question. What business do you have? Yeah,
exactly. But I just again, we had to have this conversation, boss man. Now, you know, I'm not gonna keep it because I know you're extremely busy dude, man, but I definitely want to get your thoughts really on Katt. So okay, now that this has been, you know, put out there, this stuff has already been said, what is to come now with all this you know, after this interview that Shannon had with Katt Williams?
Let's be real, and what it looks like. Even if he's right, if he's wrong, wherever you stand, give it a month. This conversation is going to die out. We're not going to talk about it. Unless something else controversial comes up with these comedians he mentioned, then they're going to use Katt as reference. Or if Katt does something crazy, these guys are going to take whatever he does next that's messed up and drag it out and say, see, that means he has no ability. They're going to try to tear it down. I personally want to see the facts. I'm still going to be a fan of Katt regardless. But I think that there's truth in a lot of it where I stand. I'm not going to say too many names just because I'm coming up myself and trying to build my career. You know what I'm saying? Keep following me at Jaelin Livatt on Instagram. And I'm trying
That's
to
right. That's right.
Be a personality. And I don't want these people like, oh, I saw the podcast. I ain't going to sit down with you. But I'm going to stand 10 toes down on my opinions. Especially as Black men, as much as we don't want to admit it, we say that the women are catty. It's going to be catty. And I feel like Katt just shot himself in the foot a little bit because although you aired it out, some people are now, oh, I'm gatekeeping, I'm keeping opportunities. Watch me do it for real this time.
But you know what I think what happened?
I can go the other way and they can say, oh, now he's getting jobs. This could play to his benefit, and this could have all been for clout. You know,
I'm telling you, that's where I'm leaning towards, because here's the thing. There's now people are wanting to see it, like you said, the facts. They want to see if this is really true. So now you're having so many people, so many social media sites and outlets are pulling up old clips and just, oh, see, is this some truth? They're probably gonna be showing clips of freaking Friday After Next. Everybody going to watch Friday After Next now just because of this interview. Everybody is absolutely everybody's gonna continue to like, no, we're gonna find this out. Michael Blackston's talking junk about him now. Kevin Hart has not said anything about
Michael Blackston shouldn't be in the conversation. No shade, respect to Michael Blackston. He said he was top 10. He put himself in the top 10 comedians of all time. What? Be for real. Be serious.
Look, as a fan of comedy, I agree with you 100% on that one. I will say this: I've seen Michael Blackston in person, and he's a funny dude.
I saw a post. He's not top 10 cast members on Wildin' Out. No shade, no hate, but your comment wasn't really needed.
Katt, in my opinion, Katt was number one. I think now number 2 is DC. I feel like DC is if DC was off of Wild Out right now, it really wouldn't be the same.
He really, and I don't think he gets enough credit. DC built Wild Out.
DC he is a freaking
this new
monster.
era. It wouldn't have worked. The reboot of Wild Out wouldn't have worked without DC.
Absolutely.
When you compare old Wild Out to the new Wild Out, old Wild Out was classic. They had skits. It was crazy. So for it to work in this new era, DC really helped establish the look and the feel of the show and the expectation. He set that bar. And I'm happy to see DC win. Love DC.
Absolutely. Oh gosh, somebody Crockett. I'm forgetting his first name.
Crockett.
Hey, another underrated dude. He does not get the right because he only had one special, I believe, in his career so far, but extremely talented. I'm gonna tell you else is talented, but he wasn't as a huge impact on Wild Out at least when I watched him. But Matt Rife. Matt Rife is actually great. He's really good on the stage. Like he's very quick, witty with it. Like
I haven't seen his special.
Check out him on social media. Just small clips of his. He's really quick on his feet with it. But I'm with you on that one. Katt is still he's still a legend. You can't take that away from him. I'm not a fan of grown men. Again, the Kanye Wests. When Kanye was on Drink Champs, I absolutely hated it. Kanye is an extremely musical genius. Can't stand the man. I'm sorry. It's back and forth with him, and it's always.
I just looked up Matt Rife. I'm not a fan, but yeah, got you.
You see, this is why
I saw some clips of his specials and not a fan. Yeah.
This is why Jaelin and I are really good friends, because once I always encourage y'all, look, you always don't have to agree with the same thing to still be friends. All my friends, honestly, I think we all majority don't agree. That's why we're very close.
These are all subjective. I mean, comedy is subjective. I mean, it's all based on what you find funny.
Exactly.
Yeah,
when Jaelin said Monique is one of the funniest, I said, man,
because and black people don't fight me on this, but unpopular opinion. I don't know if I want to share that.
Go ahead.
I'm not really a fan of Dave Chappelle.
It is okay, sir. It's because again, just for the hell of it right now, because I know we about to wrap up soon. Who's your top 3, top 5? If you have top 5 comedians, if you can.
Top 3, top 5. That's hard.
And you can explain behind. I'm
gonna say no particular order.
Okay, perfect.
But Bernie Mac.
Okay.
Katt Williams. That's probably my number 1. I love Katt Williams. I'm a big fan of Mike Epps.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Pryor is
absolutely.
I really enjoy Martin Lawrence. And there's this female comedian that I love to watch clips of, Small Fry. Hilarious.
Okay. I gotta look her up. I gotta look her up.
Then she went to the Christian comedy, which I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. But the Christian comedy don't really do it for me. I like the raunchy stuff. But
you know what? Look, when you said Monique, I said, "Oh, this man like nasty. He like that."
Yeah. And Dale Gibbons. She
Oh yeah, she's a legend. She's a legend.
Hilarious, and she's vulgar. I like that. I like that stuff.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Look, we definitely have to continue the convo, boss man. But I will say this. This will probably extend at least another couple months, maybe at least until he has his upcoming special. Whenever that's happening,
they better get him on Breakfast Club. Probably, I'll put money down that he'll be on the Breakfast Club next week, and he'll probably release more information. They'll probably ask him to go further or another podcast. For sure. They're gonna try to squeeze everything they can out of this moment.
Bro, he went after the nicest comedians you can think of. He went after Ricky Smiley and Cedric. That's all I gotta say. Ricky Smiley and Cedric. Like, what did they ever do?
You steal my joke. It's up for life.
But you know what though?
You making money off of my back and I get nothing from it? It's up for life.
But I've actually seen comedians recycle other comedians. Like I've seen, and I was watching a comedy special on TV once, and the gentleman had made the joke about HBCU schools and PWI school marching bands, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's heard that joke many times. The HBCUs, you got the rhythm. You hear like, dun, 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 and then when you hear HBCU, boom.
If we're gonna do that, and we run in the same circles, what is so hard to say? Like, hey man, can I like recycle that a little bit? Can I mess with that joke a little bit? Cool, you can take it, whatever. Because people recycle material. Cool. A lot of these comedians have writers, and that's fine. You can have, but credit is needed. Either give me credit or pay me. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Simple as that. Hey, well said, sir. Again, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. My bro, look, Jaelin, you got to come back, bro. You got to come back because we're going to
like it.
Look, we're going to have Jaelin back on, man, because, again, Jaelin shares his thoughts that he don't give a fuck what y'all have to say about it, man. He really doesn't.
I check my pockets, son.
Look, boss man, before we leave, man, how can people continue to support you, man? How can they listen to your show on WNSB Hot 91? How can people continue to follow up with you?
Middays with Alana Mercedes. You can catch me throughout the show sometimes from 10 to 2 on Hot 91, 91.1 FM. Also follow me on Instagram, Jaelin, as you see, JAELIN .LIVATT. And you can follow me there, keep up what I do. I post some clips there as well, and you can see more, what I'm doing. Follow with me. And from there, I'll have a link tree, and you all can keep up what I'm doing because we're about to blow up. I see myself as one of the next Steve Harveys, the male Oprah, if you will. We're climbing up. So get in on the ground floor. You feel me?
Look, I see him topping those people, y'all. He's saying he wants to be the Steve Harvey, the female, the male Oprah. Look, I see him toppling over those, and he becoming Jaelin Livatt. Okay, remember that name, y'all. Remember that.
Look, I put my first name there because a lot of these stars are the one name. When you see this name and this spelling, you're gonna think of me. That's the household name.
Go ahead,
yes,
say
sir.
Look, y'all. Look, Jaelin, now we're gonna chop it up just for a few minutes after the show. But we just want to, again, thanks, Jaelin, boss man. Look, gonna take you on backstage. And once again, y'all, look, I hope y'all enjoyed another great episode of the Arrington Gavin podcast. Look, we're just here just to chillax. Here I might share my unfiltered opinion on some trending stories and topics. But here and there, I also will bring on some amazing people like my main man, Mr. Jaelin Livatt. So I hope, again, y'all enjoy. Continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, and 1 p.m. via YouTube. Okay, you can subscribe to our channel, R Smooth Club Media. You can follow us on Rumble. Facebook, and as well as Twitter too. Well, X, formerly known as Twitter. Follow us on all social media platforms, IG. Just continue to support. Also, tune into my weekly radio show In Your City, which airs every Sundays at 12 p.m. on WNSB 91.1 FM, the Solar VA. And no worries, if you can't find us on your radio dial, you can download the free app, the WNSB app. So be sure to do that. All right, be sure to do that. Until next time, y'all. Look, I'm out. I'm tired. Deuces.